Full screen. Yes, well, that's one person. I don't know what they're doing here. I'll do gallery then and see what gallery is. Okay, there you go.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I would like to welcome you all for joining today's online class with His Holiness Candramauli Maharaj. A very warm welcome to you all. My humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, we got 20. Okay. No, 16.
16. Hare Krishna Maharaj. My humble obeisances
Can
to
you
you.
hear me, Adinanath?
Yes, Maharaj, clearly.
Good, 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 good. Okay, so I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Yes, Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you. All glories to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Shri Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the devotees. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Daiva Nineshu Kameshu Daiva Dina Swayam Pumam Ko Vishrambeta Yogena Yogasvaram Anurataha. Translation. Every living entity is controlled by a supernatural force. Thus, his enjoyment is also under the control of that supernatural force. No one, therefore, can put his faith in Lord Krishna's transcendental sense activities, but one who has become a devotee of the Lord by rendering devotional service. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, no one can understand the transcendental birth and activities of the Lord. The same fact is herein corroborated. No one but one who is enlightened by devotional service of the Lord can understand the difference between the Lord's activities and those of others who are controlled by the supernatural force. The sense enjoyment of all animals, men, and demigods within the purview of the material universe is controlled by the supernatural force called the Prakriti or Daivi Maya. No one is independent in obtaining sense enjoyment, and everyone in this material world is after sense enjoyment. Persons who are themselves under the control of supernatural power cannot believe that Lord Krishna is not under any control beyond himself in the matter of sense enjoyment. They cannot understand that his senses are transcendental. In the Bhagavad Brahma Samhita, the Lord's senses are described as omnipotent. That is, with any sense, he can perform the activities of other senses. One who has limited senses cannot believe that the Lord can eat by his transcendental power and perform the act of sex simply by seeing. The controlled living entity cannot even dream of such sense activities in his conditional life. But simply by the activities of Bhakti Yoga, he can understand that the Lord and his activities are always transcendental. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18:55, Bhakti Mama Vijananti Yavanyas Chasmi Tatvataha. One cannot know even a fraction of the activities of the Lord if he is not a pure devotee of the Lord. Only Gyan Timidandasya Ganajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Name Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatnya De Satarne Vanshakalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhupe Patitanam Bhavanebhyam Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 So in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I know everything that's happened in the past. I know everything that has happened in the present, and I know all things yet to come. I also know all living entities, but then he ends by saying, me, no one knows. So to know Krishna, as it says here, even to know a fraction of his qualities, activities, is very difficult for the conditioned souls. Not difficult, impossible. The tendency of the conditioned soul is to compare something with something that they understand. So they compare the activities of the people in the material world, maybe in different ways, to what is the activity of the Lord. They might say, well, he's a little bit better than what we do, but still they use the same thing. And Krishna does a lot of the same activities. He has girlfriends, he eats, he fights. He does what the conditioned souls do in the material world. But it is explained that it is like comparing gold and iron. Both are metals, and therefore they fall into the same category as being alloys or metals. One is rare and valuable, the other one is very base and common. So you can't compare them because they have different, values, they have different uh, ways to use them. So in the same way, we can't understand the Lord simply by what we understand on how life goes on in this material world. But people who don't take time to take up the process of spiritual life, which gives you an indication a little bit about how the Lord acts and why he acts the way he acts, and what is the results of his activities, which are never material. They're always beneficial for everyone, and they're above all of the three modes of material. In other words, his activities are divyam. They're transcendental. As it says here, and there's one verse that's being indicated that when you know the transcendental nature of the Lord's activities and birth, then you are qualified to enter into the kingdom of God. What is it? Janma karma chame divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha, tattva deham purna janma nidaitimam, eti surajuna. So simply by reading about the Lord's activities, one cannot understand him. Or even by hearing, one gets a little indication. But one has to be engaged in devotional service. Bhakti Siddhanta used to say that the materialists, they're like, when they want to understand something that is difficult to understand, they can see it, they do it from the outside. And he used the analogy, if you have a honey jar and it's full of honey, and you want to taste the honey, then you lick the bottle on the outside. But what will you taste? Nothing. You won't get any taste of honey because the honey is inside the jar. You have to open it and go into it. So this is like the materialist when they try to even Prabhupada uses another analogy. He called it Mr. Frog. The frog is sitting in his well, and his fellow frog comes and says, "Oh, my dear sir, there's a great big body of water outside of your well, and it is really, really big." And so Mr. Frog says, "Oh, yes. Is it 3 times bigger than my well? 5 times bigger than my well?" And he's blowing himself up just to indicate. And then he bursts. So Dr. Frog can't understand much beyond his own well. But when he hears the description of the ocean, he thinks maybe it's just a little bigger than what I have. So this is how people understand God, or they don't understand God. If you talk to different people, you'll find that everyone has their conception of what God is, what he looks like, what he does, how he acts, how he interacts. Everybody's different because everyone wants to use their limited understanding through speculation and try to understand that something beyond Atasi Krishna Namadi, Nabhavedrayam Indriyam, Sevamukhi Jivado, Swayameva Parasparat Yada, that one cannot reach to the transcendental platform, but one can use their tongue. The tongue becomes the instrument by one gains knowledge. What is that tongue? By vibrating the transcendental activities of the Lord, one can start to begin to understand the Lord. This is the means by which understanding is revealed. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Krishna Smaranam. Hearing, hearing about the Lord, repeating what you hear, and remembering what you hear. When it's concentrated, when it is done regularly, it awakens the memory of the Lord, and it also invites one to understand some of the natures of the Lord. His names, his qualities, his forms, his pastimes are all beyond the range of the senses. And therefore, when people hear about them, they think it's either mythology or it is just something a little bit better than what we do here. Therefore, but if you want to know the Lord, Krishna says, no one can know me in full, but we can know enough about the Lord to qualify to go back home, back to Godhead, as that verse mentions. When you know the transcendental nature, divyam means that which is above the material. Divya means transcendental. Nature of my birth, how he takes birth in this material world. Although he has a mother, he has a father, and he appears to be a little baby at one point. It seems like it's just like what we see in this world, but it's completely different. Just like it mentions that when he wanted to appear in the world, he appeared in the mind of his pure devotee, and then that mind was interjected. Then he transferred himself from the mind of his pure devotee to the mind of his pure devotee wife, and then from that mind he went into her womb. So from mind to mind, and then into the heart, and into the womb ultimately. And then he appears, apparently just like us, but there's no, what we say, the sexual activities that we do in order to bring, children into the world. It's not like that. And Krishna doesn't get involved with all of that messy stuff. He's he's simply transcendental, and he just appears in the hearts and minds of his devotee. And if he wants to take birth, he also goes into the womb, and then he appears similar to what we appear, like that. So that's Krishna. So it's difficult to understand Krishna, but therefore, one who is engaged in devotional service qualifies themselves to understand the Supreme Lord, not through gyan, not through yoga, not through karma, not through any of the process of yoga can one understand, only by bhakti. Bhakti mama vijananti yavan yaschatmi tatvataham. He says, and he speaks to Arjuna. He said, what does he say? It's in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, verse number 54, I think it is. Um, turn to that verse, 1154 in Gita. It's interesting. Krishna says something really nice there. And it's worth 1154, which is 55 is the last verse. So if you go to 54, yeah, here it is. Bhakti tvanayam sakya aham evad Arjuna jatam drastam tatva tvainam pravistu chataram param tapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Not only devotional service, but undivided devotional service. And then what does Krishna say? What is undivided devotional service? Ahoitukiya priyata, which is mentioned in the Bhagavatam in the first canto, second chapter. That devotional service that is unmotivated, that means without any material desire attached to it, and uninterrupted, continuous devotional service. Then one can enter into the mysteries of his understanding because it comes by way of revelation. It doesn't come simply by way of process. The process brings about the revelation, and the revelation comes from Krishna. That's why in another place it says, not by great intelligence, not by studying so many books, not by so many, they make it's a whole list of ways that people think they can obtain knowledge, but when it comes to Krishna, none of these ways apply. Only when one is fully engaged in devotional service without any personal motivation, and Krishna is revealed. But Krishna is very kind. If he wants, he can reveal himself to his devotee in different ways. Just like recently, within the last, I'd say, 2 months, it happened in January of this year. In Mayapur, one man, he was he he was in Mayapur, and then he went to sleep one night. Actually, something happened before then. He received some vision while he was riding his bike, and in the vision, the message was, "I want you to find me. I'm here." So he that night he took rest, and he was with his friend. And when he took rest, while he was resting, he was speaking in his sleeping state, and his friend, who was aware that he was going to receive this message, started to record it. And he started to speak in his sleep. And he wasn't speaking, but he was being used to deliver what was needed to hear in order to find one particular deity who is hidden in Mayapur in some secluded place. And so this was all in Bengali. So he was singing, actually, and not only talking, but singing in the dream. It was recorded. After they played it back, they got some indication where the Lord was, but they didn't know exactly. So he went to this one place near the Jagannath temple in Mayapur, near Raipur, and he was led to one field, and he's walking around. It's a field more like a forest, and he's walking, 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 and then he falls. He trips. All of a sudden, he just falls. He doesn't know why he's falling, and he falls on top of this box. And the box is a metal box, but it's practically corroded in time. And then he falls onto the box, and then inside the box, he finds a deity of Gopal. And he takes that deity and he receives in the message in the dream, Proto Maya, who is Yoga Maya, when she's in Mayapur, she's called Proto Maya. She spoke to him in the dream, saying that soon I will appear in Mayapur, and when I do, well, I will come in a form that you won't be able to recognize. But then Mayapur Dham will flourish beyond in other words, it will flourish to higher levels of revealing Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. In other words, the glory of Mayapur Dham will increase tremendously, she said very soon. He took that deity, he was a disciple of, um, of Shiva Ram Maharaj. He told his spiritual master about it. Maharaj got really excited and said, I want to get that deity. And so he brought it to Calcutta. And then I think the deity was kept in Calcutta for a while. And then Shiva Ram Maharaj came for the deity. There was a film in it. Yeah. Prahlad Nisringa knows that film. So this is interesting how the Lord revealed himself to this one person who was just, you might say, a good disciple of his spiritual master. That's all we can say about him. He wasn't known for any outstanding achievements or anything. He was just chosen. Then the Lord chooses who he wants. And he revealed himself through this person. This deity was so old. It was a small deity, and it had a lot of what we say rust over it. And they cleaned the deity up, made him look really nice. It's a very sweet looking Gopal deity. It's very small, very small. And he's standing. He's in the standing position. Do you have that video, Prahlad Nisringa?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I have it. I
It's
can
on
send to Dinanath Gauranga Prabhu. He can
it's on
share.
you it's on YouTube.
No, no, it's not been shared publicly, but it's there with a few of us.
Okay, yeah, there was a video taking of the devotee finding the deity and the deity also. But anyway, I just wanted to make that point using this example. How if the Lord wants, he can reveal himself to anyone at any time, in any place, according to his own desire. But the process for knowing the Lord, the process for worshiping the Lord is pure devotional service, as it's mentioned in this verse. So one can qualify, and the more you know about the Lord, the more you become Krishna conscious. Because knowledge of the Lord attracts the heart and mind of the practitioner to develop attachment and ultimately affection for the Lord, because the Lord is all attractive. All of his qualities are outstanding. And what we're looking for in this world, in an ideal relationship, it's found in Krishna in full, complete. He's all beauty. He's all knowledge. He's all strength. He's all renunciation. He's all fame. He's all wealth. Everything is there in the Supreme. And his activities are the most intriguing, the most fascinating, and the most, what we say, uncomparable to anyone, anywhere, at any time. So Krishna is very attractive, and therefore, gaining knowledge of Krishna means gaining attraction for Krishna, and ultimately coming to the point of loving Krishna, which is the natural proclivity of the conditioned soul, is that within the hearts of all living entities, love for Krishna is there. So the process begins and develops by hearing about Krishna and by engaging in practical devotional service to Krishna. These two things, to hear, of course, hearing, chanting, and remembering the Lord and serving the Lord, well, gradually gives us knowledge of the Lord. And then as that knowledge increases, attraction will also increase. And then one becomes Krishna addicted. One wants only Krishna, and one thinks about Krishna all the time. One wants to serve Krishna. One connects everything they do in life to Krishna. Okay, so Hare Krishna.
Krishna Maharaj, thank you. So, dear devotees, we'll open up the forum for Q&A. You can ask your questions in two ways. You can raise your hand, or you can put your question in the chat window if you're not able to talk, and I can relay the question on your behalf as well. Also, if you can turn on your cameras to make this more lively, interactive, personal, that would be helpful. Okay. Oh, Prahlad Prabhuji has shared a file. Okay, let's.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
might
the
be
deity.
interesting to see what he shares. Go ahead.
Shall I? It's in the chat window. It is in the window he has shared. Should I? Little Gopal's deity.
Oh,
Let
it's a
me.
picture of the Gopal deity that we were mentioning.
Yes, Maharaj. Shall I share it now?
If you don't, you'll be condemned.
Okay, give me one moment, Maharaj. I've just downloaded it. So, okay. We have got it opened. Let me just
The
share it.
Gopal deity is with His Holiness Shivram Swami Maharaj, and the Prodamaya deity is in Kolkata only right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the little Gopal that they found. You can see how small he is. He's all cleaned up now, but he was all covered with, forest debris and everything else. And then there's a deity of Prodamaya also. She also appeared. Nice story. I actually have that story written in my. It's listed on my WhatsApp on my phone. The whole story as it was narrated.
Guru Maharaj, does little Gopal have a laddu in each hand? Both the hands seem to be holding like what seems to me like a laddu. I'm not able to make out.
Yep, that's what it is. Both hands.
Wow.
He's been sitting in the forest for a long time, so he decided to get as much prasadam as possible. Really beautiful. You usually don't see him in a standing position. You usually see him sitting down, but this deity is unique.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I remember when he was first found, he is like in a dancing position. His right leg is like off the floor, like off the ground, as though he's dancing. He's only on his left leg and he's holding the two laddus in his hand. So that's super unusual and so beautiful.
Chanting, dancing, and feasting. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing. Daria Mataji, you have a question? You can go ahead and ask.
Thank you very much.
Dinanath, can you raise your volume a little bit? It's a little
Oh,
low.
is it better, Maharaj, now?
Not much.
Oh. Is this better? I'll try to speak a little bit.
Now that's better. Okay.
Okay, I'll try to speak loudly. Okay, yeah, please go ahead, Mataji, and you can ask your question. Thank you.
Am I audible enough or?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. So I have a question regarding when the Lord performed his activities through his senses. Is it through his internal or external potencies, or how?
Everything he does is internal, but it manifests different ways. That's all. He is not, nothing about him is material. When you say external, you're talking material. When you're talking internal, you're talking spiritual. Everything about him is spiritual, but he manifests himself in the material world, but he's still spiritual, although he appears to be like one of us.
And is it the same for his universal form as well? Because that has the
That's his, yeah, that's his, he's revealing his universal form. His universal form is the form of the material energy in all of its glory and all of its horrific. I'm actually looking right now at a picture of the universal form as I'm talking to you. It's right on the wall. And Krishna is revealing that universal form to Arjuna. Arjuna is there with folded hands. And there is many faces. Some are very sweet and loving, and some are very gruesome and horrible, which means that the material energy is like that. It has both pleasant and unpleasant. And that's from the material perspective also. There are demons and there are gods. Yeah, so that's everything about Krishna is spiritual. There's nothing material. But we don't understand it because we see things through a limited vision. He says, what does he say? When I come to the material world, what's that verse?
Fools deride me when I descend in my human form.
Yeah, they do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion all of be. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samanvitaha. Fools, yeah, I'm covered by my curtain of Maya, and thus the deluded world knows me not, who are transcendental and original. You can see Krishna with these two little balls we call eyes. You need premanjaritam bhakti vilochanena. Santasa daiva hridayeshu vilochayanti. Yam shyama sundar chintya guna sarupam. Govinda Mali Purusham Tamaham. When the eyes are decorated with the ointment of love, then one can see Krishna. So smear the ointment of pure love on your eyes, which comes by way of the process of bhakti, and then you can see Krishna. Krishna can be seen. He's there, right? He's in your heart. He's within the material energies. He's everywhere. There's no place he's not.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sridevi Mataji, you can go ahead next. Thank you.
Thank you, Dinanath. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, as you were speaking about Krishna and his wonderful activities and how beautiful he is and how he is all strength, all wealth, all beauty, all knowledge, and how by hearing about him we get more and more attracted and then finally we fall in love with Krishna. I was thinking about Udupi Sri Krishna. He's just a little baby boy, about 3 or 4 years old. And in South India, especially, we all grow up hearing about Bal Leela, which are super attractive because he's a naughty little boy. performing many, many mischievous pastimes and enchanting everybody with his makhan chore, stealing butter and stealing the garments of the gopis and harassing the gopis, demanding tax and so on. So all that is enacted in Bharatnatyam, in the form of dance, drama, songs, and all. And so there's a natural attraction for baby Krishna because of that. So just wanted to say that Bal Leela is super, super sweet and very, very attractive.
You must be a follower of Vallabhacharya then.
I don't know what I'm a follower of. I only know your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj. That's all I know.
Well, Prabhupada would say we are worshipers of Kishore Krishna. We worship Kishore Krishna. Of course, we honor and worship Bal Krishna, but we focus on Kishore Krishna. Our altars are full of deities who are in his mood of Kishore. We don't put baby Krishna as the main deity on the altar. So, but because you're a lady, you like babies.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, that is true.
But Krishna is attractive in any of his forms. But for our focus in worship, he's in the Kaishur age.
Noted, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. I've written it down. Thank you so much. My obeisances.
Okay. Continue with your baby Leela. And that's what you do also. You take care of babies.
Thoroughly enjoying that seva, Guru Maharaj. Thanks to your mercy.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes you see some of the babies as being transcendental.
I feel Krishna has blessed me by sending all these little babies so that I can serve them.
Okay. Well, he blesses people according to how best they can benefit from that blessing.
Hey, thank
Shiv.
Shiv Kumar Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, one question on the understanding of the Lord Maharaj. The Bhakti Amam Abhijanati is often quoted a lot of places by Srila Prabhupada. I just had this question, Maharaj, then how do we understand that the Mahajans themselves admitting their inability to understand the Lord, like Bhishma Dev in his prayers or Yamaraj in his conversation with his servants, they admit that they see the Lord face to face, but still they cannot understand the Lord, even the Mahajans. So how do we understand that the Bhakti Amam Abhijanati is Shloka?
Yeah. There's no contradiction in those two statements you made. You can't, only when Krishna reveals himself can you understand. But the process of approaching him is bhakti. So the more you grow in bhakti, the more you can understand about Krishna. And then when you reach a certain level, then that understanding becomes deeper and more. And when you come to prema, then you can see Krishna.
Okay. Okay. So Maharaj, could that be understood as an expression of humility when Mahajans speak like that, Maharaj? That they do not understand.
They're understanding something, but they know no one can understand Krishna completely.
Okay.
And Krishna can't even understand himself completely. He gets enamored by his own qualities. He's walking in the palace in Dwarka, and he passes by a very big column that's full of jewels that are very mirror-like, and he sees a reflection in the column, and he stops and he says, "Wow, who's that person?" And then he thinks, "Oh, that's me." So Krishna attracts himself. Some people in the material world, they try the same thing, they get all decked out and they go in front of the mirror and they're thinking, yeah, now I'm all ready to make my darshan in public. Just bring my palanquin. Where's the musicians? Bring the garland. For men, it's a little hard to understand this one, but women can really understand it. Sometimes men also get into that what you might say delusion also.
I just got reminded of your comment, Maharaj, when we are reluctant to switch on the camera. You made a comment that you are comfortably looking at the mirror all the time at home, and why are you reluctant in switching on the camera? So I was kind of relishing your comment, Maharaj, offline. Thank you.
Well, I'm not ready yet to give you my mirror image yet, so that's why the camera's not on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Gauri Priya is laughing like crazy. Amrita Nam is, she's getting realizations.
So, Guru Maharaj, Krishna's pastimes are really always wonderful. I mean, I find it very relishing when Krishna sees in the mirror himself and more he's amazed. Oh, who is this more attractive? I mean, who is this so much charming? He's attracted by his own self. So yeah, that is more relishing.
Yeah, when you think about it, you have to, yeah, then because Krishna is attracted by the same things we are attracted by, but not on the material level, on the spiritual level. Krishna is attracted to bhakti, but when bhakti is there, it becomes very beautiful. So, and therefore, when Krishna sees the gopis, he becomes attracted to the gopis because they're full of love for him. It's the love that's attracting, but they're also very beautiful from from the from the visual point also.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Such innocence. Oh, that is more relishing.
Yeah. Yeah, if you read the fourth chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's reflecting on his own glories, thinking, everyone's attracted to me, but who can attract me? Only that person who is 100 times more qualified than me can attract me. But who is that one person? And then it comes right down because that fourth chapter is all about Srimati Radharani.
Maharaj,
Krishna goes mad over Radharani because her bhakti is so unbelievable. He can't even understand it. He has to become her to understand what is about her that attracts him. That what is it about him that attracts her? He can't figure it out from his position. He has to become her. So he does that by taking the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he has her inner mood. And that way he can understand three things which he can never understand. What is it about himself that is so attractive? What is the nature of her love? And what is the happiness that she experienced in that love? Therefore, he becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. So,
Guru Maharaj, when we say, I mean, we hear that Krishna's love is ever expanding. So it is unlimited. That is why it is ever expanding. And so Radharani, does she understand the ever expansion also, the unlimitedness also?
yeah. Yeah. Because her love is ever expanding also. What is it that there's that little, I don't know how to say it. When we recite the first verse of the sixth Shastaka, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. So in order to describe a little bit about that statement within that first verse, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, Ananda, transcendental happiness, Buddhi, deep, unlimited, Vardhanam, like what? Like an ocean. So the little play on words sort of helps to illustrate. So Krishna is sitting aside to Radharani, and then he looks at Radharani. He sees how beautiful she is, and then he becomes happy. When he becomes happy, he becomes more beautiful. And then she looks at him and sees how beautiful he is, and then she sees how happy he is, and then she becomes more beautiful, and then that way she becomes more happy, and then it keeps going. So they're looking at each other, and each time they see each other and they see that there's more beauty, and each time they see more beauty, they become more happy, and every time they become more happy, they see more beauty, and this way it keeps going. And then there's no end to that. Because spirit is not limited. Matter is limited. Matter, if you sit next to your wife, even though she's very beautiful, you can look at her and you can say, oh, you feel very happy. And so you see her beauty and you feel happy, and then you become more happy, and then you become more beautiful, and she looks at you. Same thing happens to her, but then after some time it stops. It doesn't go beyond a certain point. uh, I don't recommend you demonstrate that in life, but if you want to, I mean, it's up to you. But in other words, what is experienced on the spiritual level can never be experienced in the same way on the material level.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
I had a question. So we understand that it's important. I mean, for devotees, yes, there is a possibility of understanding Krishna as per as his realization and depending on the mercy of the Lord. For non-devotees, it's totally bewildering. So when we go out for preaching, people sometimes challenge questioning Krishna's activities. So what should be our response to that? Because then you tell them, hey, you got to be a devotee to understand that. That might put them off. In the sense that how do we relay this back to them about the mystery of understanding Krishna and the
Well,
bewilderment.
you can't really, and you shouldn't even try.
Okay.
But you can use an example. Just like, how much do you know about the president? So you know something because he's a public figure, but you don't know his private life nor his relationships with his family. But then you can't say that that's not there just because you don't know it. It's there. So there's a process of knowing Krishna, just like there's a process of knowing a person by associating with that person, talking to that person, getting invited into the life of that person, then you start knowing more about the person. But you can't say, well, these things don't exist because you haven't qualified yourself to receive that knowledge. So that knowledge comes by way of devotional service to Krishna. So that's logical. So if you want to speak something, you have to use logic, basic, simple, ordinary logic.
Okay.
And you can't understand something beyond the range of your senses. Therefore, you have to hear from those who know. Just like the scientists will tell you certain things about the cosmological arrangement. But if you were to use your own senses to find out, you would be inept. You would be unable to. But someone who knows, they can deliver that same message. So hearing from the authority gives them knowledge of something beyond the range of their senses, around the range of their mind, beyond the range of their intelligence, beyond the range even of their imagination.
Thank you, Maharaj. Okay. Any other questions, comments, realization? By the way, Prahalad Narasimha Prabhu has shared some videos as well. He shared some videos as well. So, Prabhuji, I think this is to do with the finding of the Gopal deity. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you can, if you want to show it, that's nice, a devotee. This is a really amazing discovery. I mean, revelation to this one devotee. It happened in January this year in Mayapur.
Let me download it, Maharaj, and I can share if that's okay. Is that okay, Prahalad Narasimha Prabhu? Because you previously said that
you
it's
can share it.
distributed.
You
So
can share it here. You can share it here. So,
okay. Thank you. So give me one moment. I will share it.
It's nice because it's really something contemporary, how the Lord is, what we're reading about the Lord mostly has happened in the past, but now you have to understand the Lord's activities are still manifesting, even in the present day.
Okay, I'm going to share it. So this is the first video.
This is where he found it into the woods. Yeah.
Let me just resize it. Give me 1 second.
It was covered by all of these, forest things. And there was that little box. You can see the box behind all of these tangles and flowers. Yeah, he's finding the box now. This is live when he actually found the box.
Okay, there is another video. Let me bring that up as well.
He fell. He was walking and he fell right in that spot. And then it was indicated that to look for that. And he looked right in that same area and he found what you're seeing, what he found there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found it. One moment, let me share it.
বাইরে বার করো তো বের হচ্ছে না আটকে গেছে তাই ছেড়ে দাও ছেড়ে দেবো কি করে ঠাকুরকে ছেড়ে দেবো ওইভাবে ওইভাবে খাও না তুই বের কর ভিডিও করছিস
There's the deity.
এদিকে নিয়ে না এটা এখানে
Is that the Protomaya? That's the Protomaya deity, I think.
Yes, Maharaj. And the Gopal deity is inside the box.
The Gopal deity is in the box and Protomaya is on top of the box.
Yeah.
জগন্নাথ মন্দির আছে
There she is. She's Yoga Maya, known as Protomaya in Mayapur.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing it.
Okay, I don't have any watch in front of me. What time is it now?
We are approaching 1 hour.
Okay.
There is one question in the chat window, Maharaj. Can take that.
Can you increase the volume on here? I can't. It's more up. The volume. Up. Yeah. Speak.
Maharaj, there is, so we are approaching the hour and there is one question in the chat window. Can you hear me, Maharaj? Okay.
Not very good, but audio settings right on the bottom there. Yeah, turn it up. Okay, now.
We are approaching the hour, Maharaj, now.
Okay, we got it now. My computer was not working to capacity. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we've got one question in the chat. So it is from Rasa Vilasini Radha Mataji. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glory to Prabhupada, all glory to Gurudev and assembled devotees. Maharaj, the question is, Maharaj, as you explained about the importance of hearing, is there a connection between hearing and surrender? For instance, when a person is fully surrendered, do they naturally hear more attentively? And if one surrender is only partial, does that affect the quality of their hearing? Could you kindly explain this a little further?
Well, when you're more and more surrendered, yeah, you'll be more attuned to the process of hearing. Hearing is sometimes interrupted by the wandering mind. As the mind wanders, one gets away from the sound. Although one is still within the sound, they're not hearing it to the depth that they could possibly hear it if they were focused completely on the sound. So the mind wanders. That's why when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we keep chanting, but we're not really connecting really deep enough with the sound. It comes on the superficial level. When you actually connect the hearing process deeply with the sound, then the sound becomes and the hearing process is increased. And therefore, the quality of realization on the chanting is also more and more available. So, yeah. Hear with rapt attention. That's the statement given by the Shastras. So here you go. So I'll give you the actual formula to your answer. Go to the first canto, third chapter, verse 44. I think it's 43 or 44. Let's see. In the purport. And this really answers the question in a very complete and scientific way. Because it's a very important question, and it's also very fundamental to our development in Krishna consciousness. First canto, not third canto.
Sorry, Maharaj. Yeah, third chapter.
Third chapter. Go to the
It's
very end.
44, Guru Maharaj. What you said first was right.
44, yeah. Okay, so go to the purport. Keep going all the way down the page. Here where it says here, here, right here where it says one should hear with rapt attention. Yeah, so read that. Go ahead, someone read.
Oh, one should hear with rapt attention from the real person, and then he can at once realize the presence of Lord Krishna in every page. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who is not pure in action. No one can be pure in action who is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. But somehow or the other, if someone hears with rapt attention from the right person at the very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Krishna in the person in the pages of Bhagavatam.
Okay, so it gives you the qualification for understanding. Pure in mind, pure in action, and pure in the basic activities that govern the body: eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. That means regulated in these four activities and to the ideal standard according to who you are. Not too much, not too little, in all of these activities. It is the answer. So try to become pure in mind. That means don't do anything that is impure. Don't do anything that's sinful. Act in the mode of goodness, which will help to purify your mind. Take on the qualities of the mode of goodness.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Daria Mataji, you have your hands raised. Do you want to go next?
Yes, just a quick question a follow-up question. What does it mean to be regulated in the fearing from the verse?
There's only one kind of fear you should have. Fear of falling into the material energy. That's the fear you should have. A devotee is fearless. That's one of the qualities of a devotee, is to become fearless, because they know they are protected by the all-powerful Supreme Lord. So they can act fearlessly, not foolishly, but they have no fear. If they're asked to do a particular service, they can do it. They don't fear the consequences. They don't fear the activity itself. So that's one of the qualities that's mentioned in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in the first verse. The devotee becomes abhayam. Abhay means, bhaya means fear. Abhay means without fear. But Prabhupada said, devotee has one fear. I have to be so Krishna conscious that I won't fall again back into the material energy. So when you're dealing with the material energy, there's always a danger you can fall into that contaminated consciousness. So devotees should be very careful how they deal with the material energy, not to become again entrapped by that energy. In their activities, in their speech, in their interactions, they avoid certain things. They so they don't get trapped by the material energy. Avoiding the association of non-devotees. One should have healthy fear not to associate with non-devotees, because then one again can fall into the material energy. It's called healthy fear. It's recommended. It's actually necessary. A carefree soul can easily be caught by the annals of Maya. Okay, so we can stop here.
Yes, Maharaj.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Granthrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Ki jai, Gaur Premanande,
Srila
Hari,
Prabhupada
Hari,
ki
Hari,
jai.
Hari, Hari, Hari,
Hare Krishna
Hari,
Guru
Gaur
Maharaj. Thank you.
Premanande, Hari, Hari,
Thank you so
Hari.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Everybody,
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare
be
Krishna.
well. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you so
Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you,
Have a
Guru Maharaj.
nice
Thank you
rest,
very much.
Sri Devi.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Good night. We say good day to Sukavaha. We say good night to Sri Devi, and we say good morning to Srimati.
Very well. Hare
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good day. Have a good day too,
Guru
Guru
Maharaj,
Maharaj.
you have disciples from all over the world, not just
Yeah.
this world. Who knows where are the other universes also are listening and we cannot see them even.
Some of them I don't even want, but anyway. They're not disciples. They're unembodied creatures.
Oh, dear.
I got visited the other night. I'll tell you what happened. I was in my place. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up. And then when I woke up, I saw within my mind a face. The face was smiling at me, really beaming. But it was black in color. I couldn't recognize the gender, but big smile. So here in Croatia, there's one devotee. He's a mystic. He can deal with all of these, what we call unembodied energies. So I contacted him and he did a little research. He said that being who came into your dream was looking for shelter, looking for help. He says sometimes there's beings who float around looking for saintly persons so they can get some mercy from them. So he said, I removed that person from your association, and I took them, and we have a place where we drop such beings amongst the group of saintly persons who can help them. So that happened to me just about a week ago. So some people are coming to devotees sometimes looking for some shelter, because when they see a saintly person, these unembodied beings, they're helpless, they're stranded, they don't have any, they're somewhere in the ozone, they're like ghosts. So they look for some saintly person. Sometimes there's malevolent beings who come to harass you And there's others who come to just taunt you, but then there's others who come to get some spiritual guidance. Yeah. So I was, it was amazing how I woke up. It was like so natural, and it was like 1 a.m. All of a sudden I was awake, and still see in my mind this face that woke me up. I understood it was that person who woke me up. And then I mentioned it to this one mystic. He's here in Croatia. He's a really powerful person. He's really powerful, this mystic. He's a devotee, and he knows, he can tell you exactly what's going on the subtle level. And he knows how to deal with it. And he's quite amazing devotee. I never met him, but I've dealt with him a few times, and I had similar incidents. So if you have ghosts in your place, because sometimes you can feel you're alone in your place, but you feel like there's somebody else in the house. You ever feel like that? That means there is somebody there, but they're unembodied. So sometimes they're friendly, sometimes they're not friendly, sometimes they're looking for shelter. There's different kinds of beings. It's not they're all fit into one category. Sometimes it's somebody who was your family member who died, comes back again. There's a whole world on the subtle level. We can't even see it. It's all it's not on the spiritual level, it's on the subtle level. Above the subtle level is the spiritual level.
There must be many souls coming to hear you, Guru Maharaj, like this, because there are so many people desperate for mercy.
Don't send them, please.
No. Oh my God.
I got enough to deal with. Just you alone isn't enough.
I put my foot in my mouth there, Guru Maharaj.
Anyway, I won't give up. Imagine what Prabhupada had to deal with. Prabhupada writes that sometimes the spiritual master will have bad dreams. This is due to the devotees who are initiated disciples who are committing sinful activities. So initiated disciples who break the 4 regulative principles, they cause the spiritual master also difficulties. Prabhupada writes about it. It's in the Bhagavatam. So she said, sometimes the spiritual master will get sick, or sometimes the spiritual master will have bad dreams because of some disciple who's not. He said, if the disciples don't chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra who is initiated, they suffer. The guru doesn't suffer. But if they break the 4 regs, then the reaction also comes onto the spiritual master. Well, those 4 regs are very foundational in our 6, to keep them foremost. They're very important in order for us to make progress in devotional service. Anyway, that was just an added point.
Thank you, Maharaj, for sharing your experience.
Okay, thank you. And we'll see you all tomorrow.